On first down, Lomax throws and hits J.T. Smith. Rams have done a pretty good job muffling J.T. Smith. Credit Leroy Irvin for that. But there was Smith's second catch of the day.
End zone replay, Jim. You see us a little play fake off the motion. You see Lomax wheel out, give a play fake to Stump Mitchell to hold the linebackers. There's a hook zone about 18 yards. There's J.T. Smith. He sits down in it. Lomax throws a strike.
When you look at the two Cardinal wide receivers, Roy Green is a jet. He's a Ferrari. J.T. Smith is a Jeep. But he's got more balls than anyone in the NFL in 1986 and 87. There's Green. And the Ferrari is pulled down by Jerry Gray.
Well, Jerry Gray's playing about 8-9 yards off of him, and Lomax looks out there, and they see all the room that Jerry Gray has given Roy Green, and you just take that. Take that as a good first down play and create the short yardage situations. Anytime you've got a guy that has great speed, you have to take advantage of that.
That was Green's first catch of the day. A pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. You can see the ball is nearing midfield. Lomax just picking away. Stump Mitchell is dropped by Jim Collins, but a pickup of about 5.
That's what he's been doing. They've been taking away his wide guys, as we mentioned earlier, but he's just taking whatever they give him. A-Walk gets out in the flat. Stump Mitchell catches one. Errol Farrell will come out of there, and he's spreading the ball around. That's the very thing that makes this St. Louis offense so tough, is because they spread the ball around to so many people.
See the Indianapolis-Miami score? 41 points in the first half with Dickerson and Marino on the field. 6 defensive backs now in the game for the Rams on 3rd down 4. A pass rush. Number 77, Gary Jeter. For the second time today, got to Lomax, and a flag is down.
That's what they have to do, Jim, is put that kind of pressure on him. And they come up with that time, they brought a little bit of a weak side dog.
64 offense, penalty is declined, 4th down.
Of course, Jeter is hoping that his Trojans can beat UCLA next week so that they can go to the Rose Bowl.
On 4th down for St. Louis.
Jeter along with his head coach, John Robinson.
Ellard is deep for the Los Angeles Rams.
And now, Greg Cater comes on to punt for St. Louis.
They got it.
They did.
You can see it coming.
Clifford Hicks can't get it. But Gray does. Jerry Gray.
Turnabout's fair play.
Very big play for the Ram defense. We said they couldn't play passively. They went after the football, and Nolan Cromwell was there almost before Cater tried to put it down on his foot.
You can see it coming, Jim. They lined up there. They've got 10 guys up there with only a receiver left, and they came after it. Like you said, they're not going to play passively. Nolan Cromwell comes clean and gets the block. Then it's a whole host of white jerseys after the ball. That's the thing that the Rams have to do to get back in the ball game, is they've got to make the big plays, whether it be offensively, defensively, or like we have here, special teams.
They got a break when Clifford Hicks, in going for it and missing, didn't knock it out of bounds. Therefore, Gray was able to fall on it for the touchdown instead of the safety. Lansford adds the extra point, and the Rams have closed to within 24-21 after a very big play by the Kansas Jayhawk, Nolan Cromwell.
10 men up on the line of scrimmage, and they put Vince Newsom and Nolan Cromwell side by side. The offensive lineman takes the outside and lets Nolan Cromwell run free. He's a straight shot at the ball. He's supposed to lay out 5 yards in front of the kicker, exactly where he does. Knocks it down in there, then Heather go after it.
So Cromwell, who has relinquished his starting job this year after many years as a Pro Bowl player, makes his presence felt. And Lansford kicks the ball out of bounds, so the Cardinals will get good field position to start at their 35-yard line, leading 24-21. Well, the special teams giveth and the special teams taketh away. Ron Brown, on the first play of the second half, gave St. Louis a touchdown. When he fumbled the kickoff, it was knocked into the end zone, and Derek McAdoo recovered for St. Louis. Now, on Cater's attempted punt, Cromwell's block, and the recovery by Jerry Gray in the end zone, the Rams get that TD back.
Well, like we said at halftime, Jim, they had to apply pressure. They did it on the third down situation to sack Neil Lomax, as you see right here, and then they applied pressure with special teams to make something happen. That's what the Rams have to do.
And that is the Ram tradition. It is the way they are supposed to play. On first down, Lomax tries to go deep to J.T. Smith, and he never had it. Leroy Irvin is doing a fine job head up on J.T. Smith.
Doing an excellent job. They had nothing at all to work with there. Leroy Irvin running stride for stride with him. This guy right here is probably one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. He's a good cover man, tough enough to come up and take on the guards and pulling people. He's a good player. The Rams need him badly.
When he wants to play, he is not happy with what he is being paid as a Ram, though it must be pointed out that the contract he's unhappy with is one that he signed this year.
Well, he seems to think if he'll come back out and play and establish himself again, that he will be compensated.
He thinks that now. He spent a week thinking otherwise. Farrell has a pickup of about 5. Eckern and Owens made the stop for the Rams. As you pointed out, Irvin wasn't entirely happy, he discovered, sitting in the stands.
Watching the game from the stands wasn't really what he was into, you know. I think he wants to put on that yellow and white jersey and go out there and play, and I think that's the way it ought to be done, is to get out there and earn your money on the field.
He was temporarily excommunicated by Coach John Robinson, and then he had a confessional period with John and was back on the team.
Here's where they got to put the pressure.
3rd and 5.
There it
Here
is.
they come.
There it is.
Jeter again. 3rd sack of the day for Gary Jeter. He's doing the job all by himself.
Well, that's the pressure we talked about, and he goes by Joe Bostic and Mike Ruther, the center. He goes right through. You see number 71, Joe Bostic. He goes by him like he's tied, and really does Neil Lomax a favor by just laying him down. It could have been a lot worse.
Jeter doesn't play on the running downs. He knows his job, and he's doing it today. Now Cater again. And again, the Rams with the 10-man front. This time they pick him up. Ellard goes out of bounds at the 39. So the Rams will have favorable field position for Everett. They've gotten back to within 3. And we'll be back. As the NFL on CBS Sports brings you back to Busch Stadium in St. Louis, I'm Jim Lampley with Ken Stabler. We've got 5 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Each team has scored a touchdown on special teams play in the 2nd half. And the Cardinals, who led 17-14 at halftime, still hold the 3-point lead over Jim Everett and the Rams at 24-21. Rhythm offense. Everett throws to Charles White on first down, and White has a pickup of about 4 before Carl Carter made the stop for St. Louis.
Everett gives the first look downfield, and he lets the screen set up, let the offensive lineman get out there. It's a safe, good first down play to create the 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7.
It's what we saw in San Diego for so many years. A ball-controlled passing attack.
Absolutely right. Short, conservative passes, high completion percentage.
Mixing in occasionally the long piercing shot downfield. They've only had one of those today. On 2nd and 7, Charles White moves toward the chain, is stopped just a little short by Bob Clasby.
Tackled by number 79, Bob Clasby.
The Rams with the pitch sweep and a lot of blockers in front.
Yep, that's the way they run out of the I formation. This guy's used to doing that at SC. What do they call that, Jim? A student body left or student body right. You see Gooman leading on Leonard Smith, and he pops up in there for a good gain, creating the short yardage situation. Now they bring in the 2 tight ends and a wingman for the short yardage.
3rd down and 1. Everett had trouble getting the snap. White got a late start and still got the first down, but there's a flag down.
White, the ball carrier. Tackled by Lonnie Young.
And the Cardinals would have given away the first down even if they had stopped White short. You know, it's interesting, Kenny, as we await the call on this one. Last 2 plays have been pitch sweep, and of course that is Charles White's favorite play going